It's 8 a.m. from Fox 35. This is Good Day Orlando.
Now, we all know sleep is important. It's one of my favorite things to do.
I kind of like it as well.
You know what I mean? It's like they're up there together.
So here's the question. How much do you really need? And how can you catch some quality Z's? That's the important thing. Local doctor has the answer to keep you sleeping sound and waking rested next.
What time should you go to bed and how much sleep do you really need? That's right. Dr. Jamin Brombat, physician with Pure Clinic in partnership with Orlando Health, joins us now to talk more about it. Now, first, why is sleep so important? I know it seems like a dumb question, but from a medical perspective, why is sleep so important?
So sleep is an essential part of your basically day. So you spend 1/3 of your life basically sleeping. And what happens when you're sleeping is your body's basically rejuvenating, not only physically, but also hormonally as well. And sleep actually is a very regulated process in your body. And it's such a cyclic process, which takes about 90 minutes for each cycle. So it's important to go through all 90 minutes of that cycle every night in multiple phases, essentially.
Okay, so how many REM cycles should you hit to sleep effectively?
Well, most researchers say you should go through at least 5. So if you do the math,
wow,
90 times 5, you should get at least 7.5 hours worth of sleep at night. So one question I often get asked is, well, doc, what time should I go to sleep at night? Well, I always ask them, what time do you have to wake up at night? So if you have to wake up at 6 a.m. to be here for your show at 8, then you really should be going to sleep by 10:30 the latest to get that full 7.5 hours, those 5 full cycles of sleep.
I went to bed at 8:30 last night, and I tell you, I felt magnificent when I woke up. Now, how do you improve your Z's? What are things you can do to improve the quality of your sleep?
Yeah. So basically, I have like 5 suggestions. One is set basically 2 alarms. Not 2 alarms where you're waking up at 8 and then 8:30, but set an alarm to actually go to sleep at night. So let's say you have to go to sleep at 8:30. Then you should set an alarm at 8. So basically by 8, you're starting to think about, okay, I have to go to sleep by 8:30. So set 2 alarms, the one to wake up to and the one to go to bed to. The second thing is decrease any stimulants. So basically don't drink any caffeinated beverages at least 4 hours before you go to bed. The third is don't eat any heavy meals right before you go to bed. Give your body time when you're awake to digest that food so that you're not having to do that when you're sleeping. The fourth thing is basically decrease any stimulants, light-based stimulants. So, in the age of social media and cell phones, we're always on our phone or maybe watching TV or trying to catch the last bit of the late shows. You want to try to decrease that stimulation in your body. So I would say half an hour before you go to sleep, just stop doing that altogether.
And a lot of people would say, oh, well, if you sleep 10 hours, you're going to feel great. But the reality is, I would sometimes do that and still wake up groggy. It's because I'm waking up in the middle of a REM cycle, most likely? Most likely,
but your body is essentially a creature of habit. So what happens to us on the weekends is we go to bed later and we wake up later. So you're basically putting your whole body off pattern. So what I usually recommend is, I know it's hard to do, but wake up at the same time you would on the weekends that you do on the weekdays to avoid that grouchy Monday that you may have at work.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
But sleep is very important to your health, both mentally, physically. It raises your alertness levels. It actually increases your longevity, and it decreases stress in your life as well. So it's an essential part to basically take that extra few minutes a day to figure out how can I get better sleep.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Dr. Brombat, always
Thank you,
a
Kristen.
pleasure.
Thank you.